So, the new survivor HUD icons have been out for a while now, and I think it's about time I explain what they actually do. Not what they're meant to do, but what they actually do. Before I get into what they do specifically, keep in mind that except for the mini chase tentacles, basically anytime you see one of these icons, you can generally take it to mean that the killer isn't near the survivor. Unless you see this one. This usually means the killer has been sitting on top of them for quite some time. Alright, let's go. The totem icon indicates a totem is being cleansed or booned. This information is most useful if the killer has Noed or Devour Hope and you see someone working on cleansing a totem, because you can assume that they found it and you no longer need to run laps of the map looking for it. However, what you'll find is that you'll most often see this icon in two specific scenarios. One, you load into a map, get to work on a gen, see a totem get cleansed, and then immediately see Pentimento appear. Or two, you're in chase and you see this, shortly followed by this, and then this. These are the most common times you'll see this icon. The killer specific icon shows up when a survivor is directly engaging with an object created due to an interaction with the killer's power. This includes cleansing the artist's birds, giving Victor a piggyback ride, pickling Pinhead's box, spraying yourself with Link's Africa. You get the idea. This one is pretty straightforward. When you see it, you know what the survivor is doing based on the killer you're playing against. Keep in mind that most of the time when you see this, it's going to be against a plague because the Zarina on your team is trying to hit number 1 on the leaderboard for most cleanses in a single match of DBD. Enjoy. This icon means the survivor is healing someone or themselves. This also includes healing someone who is on the ground as well as mending. The main use for this icon is to show you who is in the corner of the map with self-care, dedicated to spending the next 20 minutes healing themselves through Sloppy Butcher or Gift of Pain. It also allows you to determine that the game is a 3v1 early, so you don't even have to wait for a survivor to be killed or DC. There are practical uses for this though, such as if one person gets downed and then you see the next person getting chased and the third person starts healing, you know they're healing the first person and picking them up from the ground. But as nice as that is, it doesn't really give you any valuable information other than that you're the only one working on a generator.
Again!
I mean, technically I suppose now you know you don't need to go for the pickup or the heal, but shut up, stop ruining my joke. This icon shows how long you've been slugged for. I'm not even kidding. It takes just over 30 seconds to heal yourself as much as you can without any perks or help, so the more this bar fills up, the longer you've been on the ground for. This is basically just a base kit version of the old buckle up perk before it got changed, and honestly, it's useful to have so that you know whether or not you should run over to try and pick someone up, or if they've not been healing and you shouldn't waste your time. We'll skip this one as I've never seen it in game and I'm not even sure that it exists. Just kidding. This indicates that a survivor is working on a generator and the progress of that generator. No jokes here, this one is actually super useful. You can use this icon to determine you're the only person working on repairing generators so that when you inevitably lose the game, it doesn't come as a shock. Okay, maybe just that one joke. This icon helps survivors in a number of ways. You can see if multiple people are working on the same gen, based on if the progress is faster than normal and it's identical. You know whether you need to jump off your generator to avoid the pain res scream or dead man switch, or if there's a gen with more progress so that you don't have to risk jumping off and missing a skill check. It indicates who should go for a save if someone's been hooked, as a survivor not on a gen or on the lower progress gen should usually do this. Also, it stops multiple survivors going for the same save and wasting time. It lets you know if you should keep working on your generator if it's the last one, or if there's one closer to finishing and you should go to an exit gate. And finally, it can also assist with determining what killer you're up against. For instance, if 4 people are on generators early in the match, this usually means there's no pressure from the killer and it's generally a stealth killer such as Ghostface or Myers, or a setup killer like Hag or Trapper. Side note, if you're getting chased and you have adrenaline, it can give you an idea of how much longer you need to run the killer and when you can safely take a hit to get the most value from this perk. This icon shows that a survivor is working on opening an exit gate. Obviously you know when a gate has been opened, but this can actually be helpful as if you see 2 people on gates, you know both are going to be opened or 99 and it should be safe enough to get there and leave. Alternatively, if you see someone on a gate then getting chased, you can reasonably assume that they're getting pushed off the gate and it's not 99'd. If no one is on an exit gate for up to a minute after the last gen pops, you can assume that the killer has no way out. And the best thing about all of this is that you can gather this information from the comfort and safety of your very own locker. These wiggling claws are just tiny versions of the Obsession's tentacles and mean that the survivor is currently having you dance off with the killer, and it's best to just do gens and not interrupt. You can use this information to continue to work on a generator if you hear a killer's terror radius, as you know they're currently engaged with another survivor. More importantly, it also helps show you if someone's getting tunneled. Hooray! The icon that shows a survivor being carried means that a survivor is being carried. Very cryptic, I know. You can use this information to determine that a survivor has been downed or grabbed and is now being Ubered to a hook. This icon should also show up against my teammates at the end of the game to let them know how hard it was for me to carry them. Finally, we're at the chest icon. This is the one you're going to see the most. The indicator shows up when a survivor is opening a chest. Now you'll see this at 2 specific times in a match, so bear with me. The first is at the start of the game after you see Jill walk into shack and down the basement steps. The next thing you see will be this little icon. The only other time is at the end of the game when there's only one gen left that you're frantically trying to complete, and the other survivors are making the most of the 3 shiny coins they brought. These are peak game times when chests are made to be searched, and no survivor can withstand the allure of an unopened chest. I myself have been known to fall into this trap from time to time. The TLDR of this video is that if you load into a match and see multiple survivors working on totems and then no boons go up, it might be time to leave. Alright, now you know how to read the new survivor HUD and what it actually means. Have a good one, and just remember guys, hit me again you bitch! I fucking knew it! Psych out.